this to work out okay going live. I've been wanting to do a video here in the last week or two, but a lot been going on, and I thought, hey, I got a couple minutes. There's no sense in messing with having to record and edit and whatnot. We'll just go live real quick with a few things. Um, like most of you, I've been watching what's going on. I hope I'm out of the wind too. I hope it's not messing the audio up here, but been watching what's going on, and we may walk and talk here just so we can make sure we can get out of this wind. I don't want to come across that microphone, mess things up. So let's go over this way. Uh, like the title says, multiple scenarios to the total collapse. You know, and this is something we've been talking about for what more than 2 years on this channel, and you know, most of us have expected it to come, you know, before now. So get here in some better lighting too. Let's try this. This ought to be a little bit better. If you're paying attention to what's been going on, you got the main thing to watch, like we've always said, is watch Israel. For those of us that follow Bible prophecy and believe in what's going to come to pass due to that, you don't need to really watch anything else other than Israel. And right now, it's lit up. I mean, literally. Hamas is doing its thing, and Israeli defense forces are, of course, fighting back and trying to protect their land and their people. And the Bible promises straight out what's going to happen over there, and we know that Israel will be returned to its original size. The country that we know now as Israel is a tiny fraction of what true biblical land Israel has rights to. So they're going to be taking away chunks of several other countries, and that's not going to set too well. But we already know how it plays out because the Bible promises that. All of the countries who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse her will be cursed. You're going to see supernatural intervention by God in these final days as countries like Iran step up and do the things that they're fixing to do. They're going to be, the smackdown is going to be put on them in a blink of an eye, and Israel will prevail. So watch that closely, because everything end times wise ties into them. So here in America, look at all that's going on. It's just nuts, folks. The latest thing, of course, the fuel problems. Uh, Anybody you talk to is saying, you know, gas $5-6 a gallon by summertime. You got thousands of gas stations in the South that are already out. You got stations that are starting to ration, and some of them are just closing down. Some of them are limiting people to $20 or 20 gallons or whatever, just to try to ration it out. It's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse with that. Uh, Stock market took a big dip today, and I've preached on that for a long time. That dog and pony show that they do, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors with stock market. It's nowhere near where it actually is valued at. They've got it artificially inflated so high with their little games that they play. When it finally adjusts itself to where it should be, you know, instead of 33, 34,000, and it drops down to 10,000 in the space of a few days, you watch what happens. That's a big domino right there. Big domino. The other thing, the housing market. I've worked in that market the last 2 or 3 years. Uh, it's crazy. It's got the same trouble. It's about to fall flat on its face. It's built up and built up and built up so high that, you know, the old saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's a big one too. There's another big domino. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with COVID stuff coming this fall. Will they try to put out another scare tactic with that, saying that there's a new version or a new strain or whatever? Uh, just, you know, watch that closely. Food shortages are expected. So, I mean, good grief, folks. It's, you know, if you got one or two things to watch, but right now it's like there's 8, 9, 10 things going on, and any one of those dominoes could knock the rest of them down. It wouldn't take much. So I pray that you're still preparing. I pray that you're putting stuff away for your family. Um, there just isn't much time left, folks. There really isn't. I was talking to a buddy yesterday who was really big into prepping for a while, and due to rough times with things the way they were, he had to dip into stuff, and he just doesn't have his stash like he used to. So it's like I recommended. Hey brother, if you just go out and get 50 pounds of beans, 50 pounds of rice, you know, hey, you may not eat like a king, but you'll eat. And here in Missouri, there's place to fish everywhere. There's deer everywhere. There's turkey and rabbits and squirrels and all that stuff. So a man could get some protein in the form of that. So beans and rice, load up on it. It's cheap. Go to Sam's or Walmart and get them 25 and 50-pound bags of beans and rice. Stock a few of those back. There you go. Water filters. Get you some water filters. It's so hard to stash back enough water that won't start to turn on you. You got to remember to add a little bleach to it every now and then and whatnot for long-term storage. It's best, in my opinion, just get some good water filters so that you can later, purify or filter water that you can catch. So I don't stockpile a crap ton of water just because I've got a natural spring here on the farm and a creek running through it and ponds galore. So beyond all that, I can catch rainwater, and so I've got filters galore. Sawyer Mini, best filter there ever is out there. Get you a bunch of those. So stick at it, folks. Stay with it. All the channels that I follow and that I tell you on here to also keep track of. You got Viking Preparedness with Pastor Joe Fox. You got Asymmetrical Preparedness with Michael. I watch some of Zombie Farmer stuff. He and I don't always totally jive on our opinions, but I will say that at least the man is waking people up, and he's getting people out there and letting them know that there ain't much time left, and that's what it's all about. So hit it hard, stack it high, because over these next few months, I do believe this is it. I believe that the rapture of the church is at hand, and it's going to happen at any moment. I believe that you're going to see see radar in there. Hey brother, 66 East. Hey brother, housing construction industry. Oh man, it's crazy. That's why the housing market is so jacked up artificially, because the stupid lumber prices are so crazy that nobody's building houses anymore, and so the inventory, everybody's wanting to buy a house, the inventory is not keeping up with it. So it's goofy. There's just family of 10. Oh my goodness, brother, I'm gonna be praying for you on that. Just stick with it. Yeah, do what you can with every spare dime. Like I said, just the basics, even beans and rice. That keep people alive. Um, and yeah, Radar, you're right. Pastor Joe, I'm not sure what he technically would call his denomination. He's not a pre-trib believer. I don't quite know his full beliefs. I know he does believe in the God, the Most High, Yahweh, and he believes in Jesus, but his denomination, his practice does not believe in a pre-trib rapture, which I believe there's tons of evidence in the Bible that tells us that that's absolutely what's going to happen. The main argument that I have for people towards pre-trib is, okay, the church is what? The church is the bride of Christ. We are the bride. Jesus never got married, but he's fixing to. Now, if you got a bride and a bunch of bad things is fixing to happen, and you got this bride unsecure, and here comes these bad things, and these bad things are coming, and you have the opportunity to grab a hold of your bride and pull her out of harm's way, would you do it? There you go. If we would do that, don't you think that God that loves us a million times more than we could even comprehend would do that for us? He's not going to let his bride go through that. So we're gone real soon. A buddy texted me yesterday and said, do you hear that trumpet sounding? And I'm telling you what, it ain't gonna be long. That shofar is gonna be going off, and oh my gosh, what a joyous sound it's gonna be. The main thing I'm trying to get across now is finish getting what we need, because we don't know how long it's gonna be. We don't know when he's gonna pull us out of harm's way, and we need to be working on those who are lost. I've got family and loved ones that I think about and worry about, and I want them to make that decision to accept Christ. I mean, now. The time's going to run out, and I just try to share that with friends and family on Facebook every day. I try to get people interested in sitting down and watching the movie Left Behind, and to give them a little bit of a taste of what it might be like, because it's that close. So here in Missouri, I know that we chimed in with the same thing a lot of other states have done, and they pulled unemployment. They gave 30-day notice yesterday. The Missouri governor did. So mid-June, unemployment goes away, the federal bonus and all that. So, you know, I have mixed feelings about that. I know that there's Steve in there too. Hey, brother, good to see you in here. I know that a lot of people have been aggravated because they think that there's been a lot of them out there collecting unemployment that didn't deserve it, that they was lazy and blah, blah, blah. You don't know other people's stories. I don't wish any ill will on anybody. I don't claim to know what somebody else is going through. So if they need the help, I got no problem with them taking it. I'm not going to be envious or jealous or wish anything on them. So I feel bad that benefit is being yanked away from a lot of people because, you know, they keep saying, oh, there's jobs out there. There's tons of jobs. Those people ought to be out there working. Well, they're not great jobs. They're the jobs nobody wants. That's why they're out there. And those jobs are the jobs that are always out there. It's the crappy jobs with the crappy hours, with the crappy wages that are going nowhere. And, you know, can't blame people for not wanting to stand in line for that crap. I have a different way of thinking about stuff. I know. You can't put me in a box. I've got a lot of conservative ways of thinking, and I've got a lot of other things that don't jive with their plan, and that's fine by me because I don't label myself as Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, whatever. I label myself as follower of Christ, and that's all I care about that I get labeled as. That's all I want to do. So in these final days and months and weeks, I just pray that everything we say and do will lead others to Him. And I pray for each and every one of you on this channel that you'll get everything put together that you need. And, you know, just keep in prayer for each other and try to help people out. We're going to try not to wait so long before the next video. Watch Israel. Man, those rockets are... Every night I've been seeing videos posted by General McInerney, and it's crazy over there, folks. That's the place to watch. It is getting close. It's heating up. I love you. I'll be back again soon. Are you ready?